I'm Monica Cruz, bringing you the latest news on labor organizing and worker struggles across the country. Last Friday, 9 workers at Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers in Durham, North Carolina, walked off the job and joined other striking workers to demand hazard and quarantine pay. Last month, a group of 12 employees were notified that a worker had tested positive for COVID and were instructed to quarantine for 2 weeks or until they could prove a negative test result. But the restaurant did not pay those who quarantined, even though employees are entitled to up to 2 weeks of paid sick leave under the Families First Coronavirus Response Act. The store was never shut down, and workers say they doubt a proper professional cleaning ever took place. Now, all 19 employees are on strike, supported by the local labor organization NYC Raise Up, and the restaurant is closed. Workers are demanding an additional $5 an hour or a total hourly rate of $15 to account for hazard pay and immediate compensation for workers forced to miss shifts because of the quarantine. Facing the pressure of a looming strike, New York City Mayor de Blasio agreed to put off the start of in-person classes until September 21st. After announcing a strike authorization vote, U of T leadership met with the mayor and reached a deal outlining a handful of requirements to prevent such a vote. The agreement includes a 50-point safety plan that teachers and the union will need to verify in each school building before any reopen. The measures include a room-by-room review of ventilation effectiveness, an isolation room, and a COVID-19 building response team. If the city fails to fulfill its promises and teachers expose this, it remains an open question of what happens next. Sanitation workers in New Orleans are on the 18th week of their strike demanding hazard pay, a livable wage, and proper protective equipment during the pandemic. The workers, employed by the private sanitation company, Metro Service Group, do the most frontline job of lifting and tossing garbage bags onto the trucks. And as Breakthrough reported back in May, workers say they were given just 1 mask and 1 pair of gloves per week. After calling for the strike and demanding a union, the company initially replaced them with formerly incarcerated workers paid about $3 an hour. The workers, called hoppers as they hop on and off the garbage trucks, are fundraising to cover their living expenses while they continue their strike. A joint statement from the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, the Service Employees International Union, as well as affiliates with the National Education Association, saluted the professional athletes who struck in response to racist police killings. Their statement read, quote, "They remind us that when we strike to withhold our labor, we have the power to bring an unjust status quo to a grinding halt. These unions together represent millions of government workers, healthcare workers, and teachers, and further call to divest from the police, to, quote, redistribute the stolen wealth of the billionaire class, and to invest in what our people need to live in peace, dignity, and abundance: universal healthcare and housing, public jobs programs, and cash assistance, and safe working conditions."